It's no secret that I absolutely love hyper-analyzing characters in anime. It's not as if I just made a couple of videos about it already or anything. For me, characters absolutely make or break a show. If there are bland, boring, one-note characters, I generally dislike the anime and just move on to better things. So when I happen to come across a character whose one sole mission throughout the entirety of the anime and manga is to just get some, I should have largely been uninterested in the whole anime, right? Chainsaw Man is an absolute masterpiece of character creation. Fujimoto is one absolutely insane man that has managed to create a character that is so basic, so simple-minded, that he really should just be a bland character to me. And yet, Denji is the simplistic highlight in the complexities of the story that surrounds him. But before we get more into whatever that means, I would like to play a little game. Denji needs help after defeating the IRS devil after receiving a mysterious large supply of money in the mail. You must help Denji figure out where this devil's weakness is so he can cut them down and live tax-free for the rest of his life. If you choose incorrectly, Denji will fail to kill the devil and you'll have to like and subscribe for more content like this in your feed. Choose now and I'll reveal the answer in 3, 2, 1, and it was his left leg that held the IRS devil's weakness. Again, if you chose wrong, then you must like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and now, back to the video. Chainsaw Man as a whole is an absolute masterpiece. Now some may say that might be going too far, but I really don't think it is. Chainsaw Man is a shonen anime, which many consider to be a type of anime that nearly guarantees that it comes with a generic main character and a sub-interesting plot. All things that I covered in my shonen video that you should totally go watch, by the way. Normally, people say that shonen MCs are very basic and pretty much are all the same. However, I think Denji absolutely breaks that curse. Though he doesn't break that curse with his historically sad backstory and an overall themed message that he portrays throughout the entirety of the series, bringing the series into a whole new level along with his character growth. It's actually a bit of the opposite, really. Denji does come with a very sad backstory, and I mean it really is a sad one. Having his mother pass from an illness, swamping his family with debt which leads to his father taking his own life. Almost, kind of. Causing the debt to be dumped onto little child Denji, making him take jobs killing devils for the Yakuza with little chainsaw dog friend. Then the Yakuza betrayed Denji to be killed by the zombie devil, where his little dog friend sacrifices himself and becomes one with Denji to give him power to kill the zombie devil. Meaning Denji has lost every single person he loved and cared about. Just a little bit sad. But despite that very sad backstory, Denji is a very simplistic guy. He really only has one goal, something that throughout the entire series he risks his life for over and over again. That goal being to just get with Makima. This is his one set goal throughout the entire series. He's just a simple man who just wants to touch some boobs. And yet, I think he's one of the most well-written characters in recent anime and manga, which is wild to think about when there are anime such as Bocchi the Rock that just finished its season. So with Denji being as simple as he is, dead set on his one goal while acting the way he does throughout these series, what makes me think that he's so well written? Well, it really is just the simplicity of his character. The Chainsaw Man universe is an absolutely crazy and confusing one that is filled with extremely complex and deep characters like Aki, Makima, Himeno, etc. The world is filled with darkness and hate. Aki, for example, is another character that is written amazingly well, but for a different reason. He has a very sad backstory as well, one that's filled with despair and his family being murdered by the gun devil. Due to this, he is hell-bent on revenge and will do whatever it takes to get his revenge. But due to his past, he struggles to make connections with his teammates since he doesn't want to be hurt again after making connection if they were to die. He's extremely reserved and quiet, pretty much the exact opposite of Denji's character, despite a similar backstory. This is where Denji's character shines throughout the entirety of the series. His simplicity and abrasiveness faced in with the darkness of this world completely clashes with it. It forces the character of the show to wrap around his character, which, as the main character, is truly something that is so important to achieve. For example, as said before, Aki is usually a quiet, reserved character who doesn't really open himself to anybody other than Himeno and Makima. But after being assigned to be Denji's partner and having to live with Denji in power, we get to see him open up dramatically throughout the entire show and manga. He went from this hellbent revenge, not caring at all about his life and sacrificing a lot of his lifespan to get closer to the revenge he's always dreamed about, to being more open and a more caring person. Someone who has realized the importance of having loved ones around you and being able to rely on other people. This development almost entirely comes from the simplicity of Denji's character and how open he is. If Denji were to have been a more dramatic character, one that's mysterious but motivated, the characters around Denji would have had nowhere to develop from him. They would have just bounced on from one another and maybe connected emotionally that way, but it wouldn't have had such a dramatic effect on the character development that it did for Aki. Denji's simplicity was needed for the characters to go somewhere. Now I know this entire video so far, I have praised Denji's outward simplicity. How his one goal he's pursuing to the end of the earth allows his brashness and simplicity to develop the characters around him, driving the story and its characters to a whole new level of greatness. But there is more to Denji's character. I've said this before, I truly dislike characters that never develop. Ones that just stay the same over the course of the entire series. And from what I've been saying so far, that is Denji's simplicity, it doesn't allow him to develop. But that's not the case at all. Denji's development is a strange one, however. It really does take time to think through what it means for his character and the things he changes as time moves on. After losing everything, Makima comes and saves Denji, which starts the relationship of Denji always going after Makima mindlessly and doing whatever she says. As time goes by, he grows closer with his team, Aki and Power, to get a stable place in life, one that he's always dreamed of before becoming a devil hunter under Makima. That's all until Reze arrives. Reze is probably one of the most important characters for the development of Denji. It was his actual first moments of true separation of the control that Makima has over Denji. Reze as a love interest made Denji rethink his relationship with Makima. His one purpose and goal throughout the entirety of the series, the thing that made his character so simple and straightforward, was challenged by Reze's introduction. It allowed Denji to start to think for himself, think about what he actually wants, rather than only thinking about Makima. This starts Denji's development away from Makima. That development dwells within his feelings and his mind. However, right afterwards, he is still as outgoing and as simple on the outside, hiding away the doubts he has about Makima after Reze. This allows Denji to keep his absolutely important role of his simplicity for the other characters, while still developing his own character to grow from each experience he has. Denji is an outstanding character written by an absolutely outstanding mangaka. I've personally barely ever seen a character like his portrayed so well. He doesn't just continue to be one-note main character that has no development and just is there to be cool. He develops with the characters around him while still playing a pivotal role that he was assigned by Fujimoto. This carries on with each event that happens to Denji, and you can see the effects that it has. It's one of my favorites, and it's great to see that this amazing writing is being valued from the popularity of the show and the manga, and I can't wait to see what more we'll see for the rest of part 2. Thank you again so much for watching. This video is a weird one to write in particular since I just started writing without really thinking too much about it, but it really did make me go back through and reread a lot of Chainsaw Man to get some of my thoughts straight. It really did open my mind and make me realize why I love Chainsaw Man so much. Also, if you have read Chainsaw Man but haven't read Fujimoto's other works such as Fire Punch and Goodbye Eri, I strongly recommend you do. The themes and characters that Fujimoto uses in those works are also amazing and leaves ripples across his other works. It's definitely worth checking out, and you can find them especially for free. Also, only about 0.9% of people who watch the videos are subscribed, so if you like the video, you might as well subscribe to see more like it in the future. Also, comment down below if there's anything other than Chainsaw Man characters you'd like to see analyzed, or really any characters at all. I'd love to see some suggestions. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next video.